Hello and welcome to Dark and Stormy Book Club. We attended Fright Reads Book Festival in Annapolis on Saturday, and it was very, very well done. Thank you, Harry Carpenter. And one of the authors that we looked forward to meeting, but unfortunately was unable to attend, was Eileen McIntire. We did an interview with her. Unfortunately, due to some editing issues, it wasn't ready last week. So we are going to play that interview for you now, and then we'll talk a little bit about Fright Reads afterwards. Enjoy. I'm Ann Dart.
I'm Tracy Stormy.
And I'm Kathy Knight.
And together we are
It Was a Dark and Stormy Book Club,
a podcast for mystery lovers.
Welcome.
If you enjoy our show, please consider contributing to the Dark and Stormy Patreon. By becoming a patron, you will help us create better and quality content. There are also benefits to becoming a patron, such as exclusive content and Dark and Stormy merchandise. Become a supporter at patreon.com/darkandstormybc. Check our website for the link. We appreciate any and all contributions. Thank you.
We would love to welcome Eileen McIntire to the program. She is one of the wonderful authors that will be featured at Fright Reads on October 1st. And she is a mystery and thriller author. Welcome, Eileen.
Thank you. I'm very pleased to be here. Looking forward to an interesting interview.
You have a series. I haven't read any of them, but boy, I'm going to read some of these. The 90s Club Cozy Mysteries. You have 5 books in that series. Tell me about it.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it started. You're finding more and more and more articles about people in their 90s who are out running marathons, winning canoe races, doing all kinds of things. And so I thought, well, because at places like retirement villages, there are things called 90s clubs. It's very oppressive, the ageism in our society. And so people find my books kind of inspirational because my 90-year-olds are not eccentric. They're not decrepit.
They're having fun. Your write-up says, what would Nancy Drew be like if she was 90? I love that.
I borrow from the Nancy Drew titles, and maybe my character, Nancy Dickinson in the 90s Club, is an elderly Nancy Drew, maybe.
That sounds like so much fun. You also have a historical series.
Yeah.
And it's called the Shadow series?
I'm from Miami. My grandparents came over here from Sweden and took a left turn at New York and homesteaded a farm south of Miami. So I'm kind of a Florida story in Florida history books about this young woman captured by Barbary pirates in about 1780. You know that there is still piracy going on. You can go online to a maritime commerce site and find out how many worldwide.
They made a movie about the one with Tom Hanks and the pirates from Somalia.
Oh, yeah. The Somalia pilots are notorious. You know what? They're fishermen their fishing grounds were usurped by commercial interests and they had to make a living.
Yeah.
It turned out to be a really terrible living for the rest of us.
Yeah.
But anyway, a young woman captured by Barbary pirates. She escaped with 2 children in a palace coup in Morocco. And her grandson became the first senator from the state of Florida. So the story is in various Florida history books.
Sounds fascinating.
And so the book has a young woman searching for her lost great uncle. And she follows the trip that my husband and I took in trying to research the story.
Oh, wow.
And then it has the past history alternating chapters go into the historical story of the young woman captured by pirates and her story. And then it continues on to a conclusion where all the stories merge. And then I continue the story in the sequel, which is In Rembrandt's Shadow.
And there are 2 books in that series.
2 books in the series, yeah.
Sounds fascinating. I'll have to read that one too.
Yeah, interesting history.
And you also are a blogger.
Yes, I have a blog on my website. My website is secretpanels.net.
Very good.
One thing about being a mystery writer is that I get to learn such interesting stuff. I belong to Sisters in Crime. They had one of their programs at the medical examiner's office in Baltimore. So we toured the facilities and we saw this room that was donated by Patricia Cornwell. And it's set up as a murder site. And
the Florence Glessner Lee exhibit.
You mean the small houses?
The little dioramas.
Yeah, the dioramas are there.
Yes. Did you meet Bruce Goldfarb?
Oh, yes, we did. He took us around the site and showed us what everything was going on.
Yes, we've had him on the program before. He's a fascinating person.
Oh, yeah.
And his book about Frances Glessner Lee is just fascinating also. I can't even remember the name of him. Bruce Goldfarb is the author, and it was fascinating. And we were lucky enough to get a tour from him also, not with Sisters in Crime, but I know what you're talking about, and that whole area is just fascinating.
Yeah. We have a speaker who has made the rounds, and she talks about how to dispose of a dead body.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you know the best way to dispose of a dead body? What would you think?
Garbage?
Why you eat pigs?
Oh, yes.
Pigs eat everything. Pigs eat everything. Big bone.
Now,
and then you can grind that up and put it back in the feed.
Yeah. Now, who is that speaker?
Jeannie Adams.
Jeannie Adams. I'll have to look her up.
She used to work in a funeral home, and so she knows a lot of nitty-gritty things. In my current book, which is The 90s Club and The Clue in the Old Album, I have a character who dies in the retirement village in his room. And I wondered, how do they get them out of the building without upsetting the people there? One way they do it is they just pretend the person is still alive and take them out as if they're going to a hospital or something, with maybe a mask over their face, or make sure all the rooms are closed and take them out. Well, there are various ways. It was something I wanted to find out.
Very interesting.
There's a lot of interesting stuff here. Just fascinating. Poisonous plants. Do you know the conference Malus Domestic?
We go every year.
Yeah, you know the plant lady.
Oh, yes. She
Yeah.
wasn't there this year.
She had something else going on.
She's another great speaker.
Yeah. The first time I heard her, I got so creeped out by it was poisonous plants in your backyard. And I was eating my brown bag lunch during the talk, and I'm looking around at all the people around me and wanting to protect my lunch.
It was fascinating to learn that the easiest way to murder somebody is with lily of the valley,
of which I have a lot growing in my yard.
I do too. And every time my husband would irritate me, I'd say, I'm going to go out and pick some lilies. Well, Eileen, I can't wait to meet you at Fright Reads, and I'm going to check out both your series. I just look forward to the 90s Club. That just sounds like something right up my alley.
Yeah, try the Hidden Staircase is the first in the series.
I'll have to check that out. We look forward to meeting you and reading your books.
All right. Thank you very much.
And thank you for talking with me. You enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
We thank Eileen for talking with us, and I'm sorry we didn't get to meet her. We did get to meet her lovely daughter, though, and that was nice. We did connect with some of our old friends from the last Fright Reads. We talked to Harry Carpenter, who's the coordinator. We met with the Mobtown Paranormal folks, and we met a few of the authors that we talked to last year, especially Clayton Toon, and we met up with Liz, our favorite bookseller at Caprico Books.
I want everybody to know that this Fright Reads thing, I consider it still in its infancy. It was a wonderful event for all ages, not just adults who are into horror or mystery. He had a magician there. He had people dressed as Ghostbusters. I know that the place that he had it in, he's going to outgrow that very quickly. You can see the enthusiasm in his eyes when he talks about next year. So make plans to attend next year. So next year, the first week in October, make plans to attend. You will not be sorry.
Yes. Well, that brings us to the end of an episode. We're hopefully back on schedule, and we will.
And we have some fascinating things coming up.
So tune in next week, and remember,
Life would be boring without a little mystery.
bye.
Bye.